Hello everyone and welcome back to Richie Canaletto in Cities Skylines 2. It's been a while, let's jump right in. So it's been a long time since I've opened up this saved game, Richie Canaletto, mostly because after the latest updates with bridges and ports and even with the bikes update, everything got so effed up in my city that I really got annoyed and I did not have the energy to fix everything. So I just let it be and let it be. I started to play Anno Pax Romana, which came out in past November, which is a lovely game, but sometimes you want to go back to your more modern build. And recently I've been streaming on Twitch and my Dutch community, hi Bleep, hi Desabotage, hi Pau, Pomerani and other Twitch viewers were saying like, what happened to Cities Skylines 2, Martin? What happened to your city? So I loaded up the city there on Twitch TV and started to fix the problems, and slowly but steady I saw the changes that has been made with the updates. I saw the graphics improvements, I saw the simulation improvements, I saw a lot of new things that I haven't played or experienced yet, and I'm starting to have fun again with this city. So as you can see right now, we are in the old town of Richie Canaletto, and we've built up a small section here. In the meantime, I've also placed this small ferry around here that's going off and on with the other section over here, which is being used. People are parking their cars in the garage and then going on with the ferry, and then, you know, tending to the high school, which is across here, or just going shopping around this district, which I think is kind of nice. We've added a lot of Amsterdam styled row housing, as you can see, to give it more that Dutch vibe and more closer density buildings. Also, since when do we have like this birds chirping in the city? It reminds me so much of Supermarket Simulator. If you know, you know. But yeah, we've also added these old town mixed commercial buildings right here. I like them, but it is a little bit more Scandinavian / German inspired, especially concerning the architecture with the windows that as you can see. So I try to mix it up and put some Amsterdam row housing buildings right here in between. This is already leveled up, as you can see. And we've also detailed this section right here with some posters, which I think is a nice combo. It really suits well together, and I think it's a nice shopping street right here. So yeah, we've added a lot. We've added some new stuff around here in this area. Everything is going basically fine. I've also added in the back some more garbage disposal things, whatever you want to call it. This is the recycling center right over here across this highway section, which I think is great, especially because we have like this garbage waste area right over here. I tend to detail this a little bit more as well, but it's not finalized just yet. It's not upgraded just yet. I'm starting to detail everything when everything is, you know, upgraded, or I've added the buildings that I want to add. Otherwise, maybe I have to change it later. There are still some gaps in the normal city as well, and I still have to add a lot of bike racks around this area, so people are using the bike lanes, which is quite nice. Let me see if I can find one right over here. What is that? That's just a normal street. But we have these individual bike lanes as well, round around the back around here. But they're being used, as you can see. Look at that. Well, maybe not. But yeah, they are sticking to the bike lanes as well. Someone in the comments also suggested the Dutch override vanilla mod with the traffic sign. I have that installed, but my eyesight, as you remember with my low vision, is so bad. I don't know if this works, but I think it does. I've also seen on the Paradox Mods workshop that you can change the color of these bike lanes because again, these green ones are a little bit more German and Scandinavian inspired. But as I've noticed with the bike recoloring mod, and maybe you should guys who are listening or seeing this, help me out a little bit. But if I tried it, I've tried the recolor mod because of course in the Netherlands we have more reddish style bike lanes, and it works, but it works on the upgraded lanes on the street. The separated bike lanes that I built separately does not have a recolor, or I am missing something. So please let me know in the comments down below if I'm doing something wrong. But when I've changed the color of the bike lanes, yes, these upgraded ones are changed, but these don't. And I hate that. I don't want two different bike colored lanes in my city, so I'm sticking to green for now. If you have a solution, please let me know in the comments. Also, I saw also a comment about how to place these Dutch traffic signs. Let me see if I can give you an example right over here, close to the school it was, I think. Ba-ba-da-bum-ba-da-bum. Is this the school? I think this is the school, right? There, like this small, tiny traffic sign right here. This is a Dutch traffic sign. I think I have one around here with the parking as well, with the handicapable parking over here. So I'm gonna show you at the end of this video with the comment and the suggestions and feedback section. My gosh. Section. I'm gonna show you at the suggestion and feedback section how to do this, how to place your own traffic signs into your build. Of course, this is for the Dutch traffic signs, but I think on the mods workshop you can even find traffic signs from other countries, and it applies as that as well. For now, we're gonna focus on a little bit more building here in this area. I'm kind of liking it over here. I think it's very gezellig, as we say in Dutch, cozy, as we say in English. But I am wondering, I've been looking on the Paradox Mods workshop a little bit, and I've seen Dutch trains, which I've installed, but I've not checked out just yet. But we're gonna add some Dutch trains and a Dutch train station, of course. But I do know, like, remember back in the day with Cities Skylines 1, we've had all these brands and posters that we can add from the workshop into our game. Remember IKEA, remember Zara, whatever. I would like to have some Dutch brands as well. If you are an asset editor and watching this, if you know a mob that has the Hema, the Dille and Camilla, the Sting, whatever, all these Dutch brands, please let me know in the comments down below, because it would be so much fun to add these posters on these high streets and just walking around here and seeing people, you know, parking their bike, getting a delivery van out for the Dille and Camilla, people walking inside the Hema. I have to say, like, getting up close again with this game and with the bikes and the bike racks and these buildings, yeah, I have much respect to the creators of the game. It's not there yet, but we'll have to wait and see how Iceflake Studios is going to pick up this game. I'm really curious about that as well. Now, for now, again, we're gonna focus a little bit on this central section right over here, but don't fret. We are, wow, that was perfect English. We are going to focus on the harbor as well, all the way around, well, where is it? I think around here? I don't know, man. We've had a section where we can create a small harbor, but I have to check out how this is going to work with bridges and ports. But for now, let's start diving in and let's create an old city center right here in the center of Richie Canaletto. Don't mind the ferry that's just going right through this bridge. We're gonna fix it in the future as well, lol. Do we have a plan? No, we don't. So I took the liberty to check some statistics right around here. And we do have some healthcare problems. There's not enough healthcare availability here in this center. So we're gonna add a clinic somewhere. Also, I did notice that when it comes to students, we need a new elementary school around here. High school and college wise, we are doing fine. I've combined the two colleges right over here that comes with the Dutch pack, as you can see, as one, and we have some park in between where the students can maybe, you know, grab a lunch and study a little bit. Also, we have an underground parking garage right here, so a lot of students can come to college with their bikes, which is very Dutch, of course. So I do love these buildings, and I do love the combination of it, so I think that is fine. But we do need, because there's a lot of row housing here, even some apartments around this area. And then here, mixed housing, of course, with apartments above, which means we've had a lot of influx of new people coming here. So it would be wise to have an elementary school around this area, maybe a clinic, and yeah, maybe even a small fire station or a small postal office. Let's see if we can grab some nice service buildings around this block right here. And of course, make it safe for everyone to visit. So this is basically the setup for this district. We've added an urban promenade elementary school. I think it's quite nice to have this kind of architecture here as well. And it fits a lot of students, of course. And I hope that we can fulfill the whole need for this, especially this district all around with this elementary school, and that everyone can go to school right around here. Here we've had the modern architecture clinic. Of course, we do have a Dutch clinic as well, but it's quite small. So I see this more in the suburbs area, not in this central district where basically a lot of people live. So it would be quite wise to have a little few more ambulances around this area. And I think it suits in quite nicely with the architectural style. I've added this small parking lot and some free bike racks in between, that if you want to visit the clinic, of course, you can park your bike. Bike your park, I want to say. That's wrong. Also, I did not know that this was an option, bike lanes combined with a sidewalk. I think this is really nice that they've added this in the game. You can easily, you know, create these lanes in between districts, which is an easier access for pedestrians and for bikers, of course, which is quite safe. Especially in the Netherlands, we see this a lot, especially around elementary schools. Unfortunately, though, as I do believe children are not using bikes. So this would be great if all the children would grab a bike and go to the elementary school. But unfortunately, that is not the case. So this is a little bit just for show. Of course, we're gonna build a lot of apartments and row housing here, so the bike racks are being used in the future. But yeah, it's we need to add that as an update, that children also can use a bike. I don't care if the bike is like way too big for them. It just makes sense that children use a bike, right? Anyway, besides that, I've also added this key all around this area because I was thinking, and not necessarily with the commercial district, but I think it would be nice to have some row housing here. Maybe the front is then facing this side, and then the back we can add like these small yachts, small gardens, terraces that, you know, they have their own boats around here. I think they can be quite chic and quite nice, but I have to look into the mods and into the props. And I already placed a few row housing with the ploppable growables because I wanted to have a little bit more control of the level 5 buildings and the shapes that I wanted to create around here. Because basically I want to add some garden and some patios in between here. Add a path, of course, here. Oh, I need a corner building as well, as you can see, because this is a little bit bland. And, you know, create some more small harbor areas with some pathways in between where people just can relax and sit in the sun a little bit. As for the rest, I just zoned it basically with the game, as you can see. So a lot of row housing is in development right around here. And I'm curious about what's going to happen right here. If this is going to be a corner building which closes off this, that could be quite nice, but we'll have to wait and see. First off, let me fix this. Okay, listen up everyone who's watching. I do want to know if this is recognizable for you guys or not. I have this weird relationship with this game where I hate the game and then I love the game. And then I think the game is just so confusing, especially when it comes to surfaces. I love working with surfaces in this game because I feel like it's a small detail which you can immediately transfer your city into a more realistic one. But to work with that, my gosh, sometimes you just do one movement and I don't even know what I'm doing, and then your whole progress is just poof, vanished. And I'm like, oh God, why do we need to start over again? Is it just me? Let me know, because I'm sometimes I'm going insane. But it's also, of course, I want to do this, so you don't have to do this. I know. But it just looks way nicer. Anyway, let me talk you through with my cup of coffee what I've been doing in the meantime. So I gradually detailed this street a little bit more around the back area. I can do better, but I just got a little bit tired, so I've just added some patios and some swinging sets and some trees around this area. However, here in the back, which your eye notices right away when you zoom in, zoom out, we've created some unique parcels according to the houses and the streets according to this site right here. So we added some fencing, some more pavement around this area. And as you can see, we can now create these unique gardens around this area. Hopefully, bring in some parasols, bringing some terraces, some patios, maybe a little bit of a boat area around this, a yacht area around this. Hopefully that works out. And this is the question I have as well. Game, this is not towards everyone who's watching, but if you are watching from Iceflake Studios, I don't understand where we have these beautiful pedestrian keys, but we're not allowed to zone anything around this area. Why do I hate this? Well, it would be great if this pathway is being used, of course. But now there's no reason for citizens to use this pathway because there's not actually anything here, right? So if I was being able to add a park, for instance, around this area, people would probably use this path as well. So yeah, I just want to see citizens all around, walking around and biking around, which they do. I mean, they do, as you can see. But they have to have a reason to follow certain pathways, which I totally get. But sometimes I just don't get this. Anyway, I'm gonna continue building around this area, detail around this area. If I have the energy and if the coffee kicks in, I might do this elementary section as well. We're gonna save this a little bit for later. Honestly, I don't think we did quite bad in this section. I do like the fact that it's a little bit more spacious and more luscious because this part of the center has a lot of concrete, right? It's very closed off and very close to each other, the buildings, which this section feels like maybe, the land value is a little bit higher, so we have some more rich people living here. Also, we finally get some boats and some yachts here in the small harbor, which I do love. These are the only props that we have. I don't know if we can recolor this, but I'm gonna check a little bit later. But I do really like that, the fact that we have these options now, because it feels just so more alive around here, which is really nice. I've added some decals here in the back as well, also a little one down here, which to me makes sense because I see like the children, you know, running around across this green area, getting a shortcut to the elementary school, basically. Also, let me know in the comments down below what you want to see here around the elementary school. Would you like to see like a custom park or maybe a small business, maybe a supermarket? Let me know, because I'm a little bit out of inspiration right now. But I do like the fact what we have here. Also another street added around here with the row housing. It is still being built as we speak. I don't know what's wrong with this one though. Are you okay? We're gonna check that in a minute. But for now, these buildings are being built and people are moving in, so that is quite nice. We do have a little problem with traffic. Some people are complaining about that, so we have to check public transportation real soon. But for now, I think we did quite nice. I really like this view of this city part around here. I hope you do as well. And in a few moments, I will take you around a small city tour, and then we get back to the suggestions and feedback. I hope you enjoy it. See you soon. And welcome back to the suggestions and feedback option of the video. Now, I read in the comments that you guys want to know how to place Dutch traffic signs similar like the one here, 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 or for instance, that tiny one right over there. Now, before we get started, we of course need the proper mods installed in the game. First up is the Right Everywhere mod. Just search for Right Everywhere on the Paradox Mods workshop. You can easily find it, install it, and that's the first one you're gonna need. When you load up the game, you also will see this icon in the left corner of your screen activated. Now, when I click on this, you can easily see what other type of mod you're gonna need as well. Let me check this out for you. If I hover over Sidley Atlases and I scroll down just a little bit, I can see already over here that the name you're gonna search for is the Dutch signs, which, you know, basically says it all. Download that mod as well, install it into your playset, of course, as you do with all the other mods, and everything should be working just fine. Again, you can also probably find other countries similar to this Dutch sign pack, and again, this small tutorial works with every other country pack as well. Now, let me close off this window, because then we are going to start cracking on creating our own traffic sign. This is our elementary school, our new elementary school right over here. This is an important crossing for the children and for bikers to use. But we also have some traffic from vehicles around here. So basically what I want to place here is a school crossing warning sign, which is fairly easy to do. Now, first of all, this is the way I do it. Again, I am not a wizard with the Right Everywhere mod. If there are better ways to do this or even easier ways, please let me know. But again, I'm just showing you my way that works out for me. So let's get started. First off, when I open up my road networks right over here at the end of this section, When I click this and I scroll down, you can easily see all these icons right over here. Normally they have pictures, but unfortunately, for some reason now they don't, which is not a big deal. But already you can see like these are necessarily needed for highway signs that we can create on our highway. Again, we are focusing on the traffic signs for now. So we grab this one, the end of it all, right over here. This is also called the rural, I hate that word, the rural roadside sign. If you don't find it in your network lanes right over here with the roads, and you do have the Find It mod installed, just open the Find It mod and click or type rural road sign, and then you will find it easily as well. Now, this is quite handy because it does snap into the road, but we're gonna have to edit this a little bit in order to make it work. More on that later. So if you can see, it's just snapping right over here, which is kind of great. And I want it, well, basically near the crossing, right? So I'm just gonna place it. Babbity bang, babbity bang. That is done. We can close this section off. Now, in order to edit this poll with the Right Everywhere mod, we need to access the Right Everywhere mod. So most of the times when you download this mod, the shortcut for it is Control-Shift-W. Click that, and in the bottom left corner, you will see this notification appear that you opened up this mod. You can now easily access this roadside sign right here. Click on it and another menu appears. Now, don't get afraid by all this information. Just follow these steps and then you are fine. First thing what you need to do is click on this map folder right here in the bottom. Click that and then you see a list of it. Just click the second option. It's the only option almost that you can click. You cannot click import load, but you can only click import layout from XML root. So you click on that and then you will get this other type of screen. Easily click this puzzle block right here next to the home button, as you can see. And then you will enter your mods that you have installed. Now, again, as I said earlier, in the beginning of this video, I don't know if the Dutch vanilla override signs is working. Please let me know. Again, I'm not a wizard, but for this type of small tutorial, we're gonna click the Dutch signs right everywhere because that is the mod that we've downloaded and installed. So we're gonna click here, and then you're gonna see a lot of different maps. You see a map for bicycle signs, for local main road signs, for traffic signs, and so on. So you need to get a little bit familiar with all the signs of the Netherlands or from your country that you are living in, because there are a lot of options available and it is a little bit searching for the right one. But once you get the hang of it, you can fix it quite easily. Now remember, we're gonna do a school crossing sign, which is basically a traffic sign. So we're gonna enter the folder of traffic signs. I'm gonna click right over here, and then you can see this is also laid out in different categories where we have city border signs, prohibit signs, and so on. But of course, this typical sign that we need is a warning sign. So we're gonna click on warning signs right over here, open this one, and then you have multiple options to choose from. I always click just the default one, which is really easy. Just click this one and click OK. There we go. Now, once you've done this, hopefully you can see when you turn your camera just a little bit, you can see that the sign is basically activated. Now, two things are a problem here. It's facing the wrong direction and it's not the sign that we need. That is easily fixed. To fix the angle, it is very easy to do. Just click on the sign that you just created right over here. Then this small menu in the bottom pops up and you can see all the way down at the bottom, you can see rotation. Now in the middle of it, this is the thing that I always do. You see 0 degrees, 0 degrees, 0 degrees. Now in the middle, I'm gonna click this double click it. So I'm selected everything. I say 270 degrees, which is basically 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. And then it turns around facing already into the perfect right direction of the street that we want to face. So that is already fixed. Now again, this is not the sign that we necessarily need. Of course, we can fix this too. In the right menu right over here, we can see a lot of information. And the type that now is selected is the image. That is the image that we see right here, the red triangle with the arrow in between. But of course, that is not the image that we need. Now, if we go down, we can see what image is selected. We can see that the selected image is warning to bend left, right. Now, if we click easily on this, we get a drop-down menu with all of the signs available to us. So again, if you have a driver's license, which I don't, maybe you know a little bit more about traffic signs than I do, because sometimes it's a little bit difficult to search for everything that you want. But in this case, I'm just gonna scroll down all the way to the end and look for a warning school crossing. Let me see, this is the R. And then we get the S. Let me see, right over here. School crossing. We click that and bada bing, bada boom. As you can see, the image has been updated. We can close this off. We can zoom in. There we go. And as you can see, we now have a proper school crossing sign close to the elementary school. I hope this helps you just a little bit. If you have any more questions about these mods, please let me know in the comments down below. And again, if you do also know a little bit more about these mods, send me some feedback as well, because I've been trying to place this type of board right here. I thought it would be quite fun to have this board right over here, where you can basically, you know, come off from your yacht or your sailing ship and then enter the city. But I don't know how I can change the name though, because again, this is not a text, this is an image. So do I have to change the whole image and then save it and then upload again? I don't know. I mean, Hottem is a Dutch city, of course, but it's not the city that we are building. So if you have tips for me, please let me know. Anyway, that's about it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I really start to like Cities Skylines 2 again, with all of the detailing and just creating some small neighborhoods and just playing the game for fun. So please let me know what you guys think, what you want to see here around the elementary school next. Leave a like and don't forget to subscribe, and hope to see you all very soon. Have a lovely day, everyone. Bye bye.